Shopping is hard, right? But I found a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And he sends just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what works and send back the rest. It's so easy. Make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
It's going to be Oregon versus Texas Tech in the Orange Bowl in Miami after the Ducks whooped up on JMU at Autzen Stadium. Hello, I'm Aaron Fentress with the Oregonian and OregonLive here with George Wrighster of the Unafraid Show in the CW. George, you were supposed to be at Autzen. You didn't show up. What's up? I was looking for you. I was walking around. Have you seen George? Have you seen George? I thought you were ducking me. I text you. Come on. What's going on?
Hey, man, I told you when you asked me if I was going to Autzen, I said, why wouldn't I be?
Yeah.
No. I started doing some work for CBS here locally in LA, and it was going to be super, super, super tight if I with making it to a work to do TV stuff. And this is a really good opportunity. So I was like, man, I want to see the Ducks in a big game in Autzen Stadium. However,
JMU, so it wasn't a big game.
No. However, I was not getting paid to go up to that game. I was getting paid to go to work.
Fair. Hey, man. It was going to cost you. It was going to cost you to.
Yes, it was going to cost me, and might cost me a job too. So
if you didn't get back in time, right? Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about the James Madison game. We're going to touch on Texas Tech a little bit. We'll save the big stuff on Texas Tech for later. And we'll dive into the portal news, ins and outs, things like that going on there. Was there anything else? I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. First are these three words. I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Waste of time.
Wow.
I do want to say, though, that I did watch a great football team pull out a victory. The Chicago Bears. That's who I watched on Saturday night. Had them on my phone, on my laptop, and I was like watching both at the same. No, I watched the Oregon game primarily.
You had a trifecta day, bro. You had a sports trifecta day. First of all, your Miami Hurricanes won.
Yeah, pulled it out, baby.
And then the Ducks won, so you get to keep doing this with me, and you get to go to Miami. And third of all,
keep doing it with you.
And third of all, then the Chicago Bears won in overtime on what was it, an overtime or regulation on that
overtime
heroic throw by Caleb Williams
that was a dime,
insane. So you just got sports magic happening in your life. Congratulations! You could be covering the Blazers right now with a poverty team, but you get to cover winners.
What sucked, though, is I watched the fourth down touchdown pass to tie it on my I was watching, I think, Chris Hansen from the Register Guard and Bill Orm with us, like watching it on my laptop. And then I had to go down to the field for the last couple of minutes of the playoff game. And I took my phone with me, and I lost reception to the app I was watching the game on.
You get down
so I didn't watch
there is zero reception inside of Autzen Stadium unless you're in the press box.
It's insane. So I missed the overtime, but then I focused my story on JMU. And so I went to their presser, and when I got up there, I Googled Bears Packers. I was like, and I saw that they won. I was like, yes. So anyway, all right. Regardless, my three words, waste of time. I sat there it was a long ass game too. I sat there the entire game thinking this should have been Notre Dame. How cool would this be if this were Notre Dame? No. Hey, this is my chance to vent one more time.
Okay, go on. There.
So the game was.
We're tired of Notre Dame. Pick any other.
Okay,
team
Texas,
for Notre Dame.
Okay? BYU. Okay, fine, whatever. Anyone but
we don't
James
want to
Madison.
hear Notre Dame tears right now.
Well, this is true. Notre Dame has taken this. Their fans have taken this to the the heights of insanity. But regardless, that would have been a much better event. The Ducks did what we thought they were going to do. They were bigger, faster, stronger, more physical. They just destroyed these cats. I thought it was hilarious the 2 bombs to Malik Benson because they could have done that anytime they wanted to.
Yes.
He just ran right by dudes.
They wanted to.
Just ran right by dudes. If they were ever in any type of man or anything, even cover three, they might get back deep enough. But the first one, Moore just let it go before Malik even cleared the corner because he just let it. He knew his guy was going to have the speed to run and go get it. So that was there all day. So anyway, it was a lame event for me. I know some fans enjoyed it because it was a playoff game and their team won, but it could have been so much more. So for me, waste of time. Bring on Texas Tech.
For me, 3 words: good and terrible. It was good and terrible. Now
that's our next segment. You can't do that.
Well, no, I'm just saying that the game was good and terrible because on one hand, right, this is what I feared was that Oregon would – well, actually, the great part was that Oregon started out amazing, right? Like you couldn't really have asked them to start out too much better. JMU is one of the best offensive teams in college football, so that means they have good coaches, and they drew some things up on the board really well that allowed them to move the ball early on. But then the defense completely settled in and held them to 6 points at halftime. Now, I feared that if you got up big, that there could be somewhat of a letdown because the game was never a threat.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. So that's the sign of a team that, like, yeah, they had everything in control, but it is hard to play with that level of intensity when you are being so incredibly dominant. However, I will say, if you had told Oregon that they needed to win by 40 points or more.
You're stealing my line, but go ahead. Did you see my tweet about this? Go ahead.
No.
You saw it.
No,
you didn't say. Okay, go ahead. You and me right here, buddy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
If you had told Oregon that they had to win by 40 or more points, they would have won by 40 or more points.
That's what I tweeted yesterday when people were crying about, or not, some fans were complaining because they collapsed in the fourth, and then some JMU fans were talking about how, oh man, we beat them in the second half, and I made the exact same point. I said that if the assignment was to win by 40 to advance, the Ducks win by 40.
Yes, and you think about it because James Madison, some of the delusional James Madison fans, they were like, Oregon, they weren't playing their second and third stringers. Dude, Alford had 48 plays in the game. He's never played 48 games. He's the last time that he played like a significant amount of snaps was Rutgers and Montana State. That doesn't mean that the kid's not going to be good, but he's not a usual. But he's working his way into the rotation. Blake Purchase played 44 plays, which is not typical. Porter played 31, and Green had 28 snaps. Austin had 24, which is 7 more than any other game. Johnson and Johnson at defensive tackle had their most snaps. And Oregon played 3 young linebackers who are still eligible to redshirt in Platt, Williams, and Nix.
Exactly. And Platt was the one covering the back out of the backfield. Very nice play that they ran pistol, play action, back comes out of the backfield, runs a wheel.
I was like, oh, God, this wheel's going to be wide ass open.
Yeah, and the Oregon was in man, so you got no zone help. You got a young – any linebacker – reacting to play action, having a back run a wheel like that.
Yes, out of the backfield.
An NFL linebacker gets beat on that play.
Correct.
So you give credit to JMU for the design and for calling it at that moment. And the one thing I would say about JMU, I thought they played excellent football.
Yes.
When you're overmatched physically, you can't bull through somebody, but you can take angles on blocks. You can misdirection things. You can finesse your way into creating opportunities for yourself, which I thought they did a really good job of doing that. It was clear they were very well coached. Their quarterback was on point. There were a lot of discussions about his accuracy coming in, but I thought he was pretty accurate. Their short passing game was there, and they were able to get a couple field goals. But physically, it was just a clear mismatch. So this is for the fans who are, I'm worried about the second half. We can't do that against Texas Tech. Well, here's the difference, right? Number one, you're not going to be up 31-6 on Texas Tech at halftime. If you are, great. You're not going to complain. But the
you
way
won't have a letdown like that either.
That's what I'm saying. If you're up 31-6 on a team that you're shoving around, it's inevitable that you're going to come down from the 10 you had to start the game, right, of intensity. You're going to come down to a 7 or 8 because you know you got these guys, and you're already thinking about Texas Tech. No matter what the coaches say, no matter what, you and I have been in locker rooms for years. We all understand you come to halftime up 40-0. You're like, it's 0-0, guys. Keep that intensity. It's impossible. That said, Oregon just went up and down the field in the third quarter and held them to 3 and outs. They had the interception led to a touchdown, though, and they'd have a nice drive to start the half. The fourth quarter is when they racked up almost 200 yards of their 500 yards of offense, and that was against a lot of the backups you just talked about. So you can't equate what we saw in the fourth quarter of that game to anything that could happen in Texas Tech, because they're not going to be up that much and have that letdown. It's going to be close, more than likely, and you're going to have the same level of intensity, and you're not going to play the same young guys. Also, when you're up that much, it was 48-13, I think, at one point, the coaches are going to call a completely different game than what they were calling in the first half or what they would be calling in a close game. You become more vanilla. You're not as attacking as much maybe on defense. You're not trying to go downfield as much on offense. You might be running some things you want to work on, or you put backups in and you want to see how they react to this. So you're lending yourself to being vulnerable to a team that is able to execute well, which JMU was, and JMU didn't quit. They played with passion and fire in that second half. So you're going to give up some stuff. That's just a part of football.
Yeah. I see. You don't like to see the collapse, but it was less problematic, honestly, than it felt. In the moment, I was frustrated. I'm like, come on, bro. But at the same time, I understand the circumstances that led to it. But my biggest issue was that you had on a one play where they had a huge play, Efi number 7, the corner, he came up and just kind of half-ass came up on a tackle, like, and you're just like, come on, dude. Like, if you're going to be out there, let's just play hard. But the natural tendency in those moments, and I can't say I was never guilty of this either, is that you start thinking about, let me make sure I stay safe here, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's a lot of thoughts that go in your mind. And here is where Dan Lanning can, that honestly is the next step of the next evolution of Oregon football, is to where, number one, to be an elite program and a national championship caliber program. Number one, you have to have the Jimmies and the Joes. So the roster is good enough. And your coaching is good enough. The last thing that you have to have in terms of being a separator, that's how Georgia won back-to-back national championships. That's how Alabama has done it, is those particular runs of teams had that, no matter what the score is, no matter who we're playing, there is no let-up. And that doesn't mean that Oregon can't still win this year, but it also does mean that you are in a situation where, that you do have to mature a little bit. So my question to you, Aaron, is this. There are 8 teams left.
God.
Is the window open for Oregon right now?
I will declare the window open if they get to the championship game.
Oh, my God. You're just trolling now. At this point, you're trolling. No, stop.
I'm not.
You can't say a championship window is open if you make it. Hey, I will declare the championship window open if they win the national championship.
When Dan Lanning has a trophy in his hand, I will declare the window open. No, what I'm saying, I don't see them beating Indiana, and I think they're going to have trouble with Texas Tech. So as of right now, I stand by what I've said the whole time. I just don't think this is a championship team. If they beat Indiana, then that goes out the window.
They'll be in the national championship, Aaron.
Right. I know.
Oh, my God.
Hold on. You listen, you ever watch Star Trek, the original Star Trek with Kirk and Spock?
No.
Spock played 3D chess. You have to learn to understand my mind and how it works. You're fixated on the rounds. I'm fixated on the types of teams you have to beat to win it. The types of teams you have to beat are these next two.
Okay,
there's two of them.
I'm asking, is the window open for Texas Tech?
No, I don't think Texas Tech's going to win the national title. No way.
Is the window open for Miami?
I think Ohio State. No, I don't think Miami's going to win. I'm surprised they won. I picked them to lose last week. I was surprised they won that game. They tried everything they could to win.
I told you
they tried. I know you did. They tried every which way imaginable to lose that game. They pulled it out. Do I think they're going to beat Ohio State and then it would be Georgia maybe and Indiana? Like no.
Okay,
so the only three teams I'm really buying right now are Ohio State, Georgia, and Indiana. To me, those are the three clear best teams. One of those three teams is going to win it all.
No.
Now, if Oregon beats one of those three, and then you'd only have to play one other of those three, then yeah, of course the window's open. Now, if Oregon beat Indiana in this round coming up, like Oregon were playing Indiana or Ohio State or Georgia in this round coming up and cleared one of them, then I would say the window's open. So it's not the bracket's irrelevant to me. It's who you beat.
Okay.
And right now they don't have a win, and it's not their fault. The schedule's not necessarily their fault, but their best win is what? Teams that aren't anywhere near the playoffs. And the only playoff team they played was Indiana, which beat them at home. So yeah, I gotta see them win at that level before I can buy it. If they can win these next two games, then I'm buying it.
Okay. I mean, so would anybody.
I'm not saying I'm being special on this, other than the fact I don't think they're going to win.
Aaron, you do have to have some vision. I told you at the beginning of the season, this team was going to finish 11-1.
You did.
And that they would go to the college football playoff.
Right.
And now,
which I agreed with.
Yeah. And that they were going, I never said that now, mind you, I have never declared until I put out my bracket last week that Oregon was going to win a national championship, because I totally believe that styles make fights. And I believe that they are going to clear Texas Tech. And then the Indiana game, I believe, well, if Indiana gets past Alabama, which I think they will, but Indiana has some very untimely injuries right now. They lost Daly. They lost another defensive lineman who may or may not be back, which is hard, but Alabama can't run the damn football to save their life. So it's going to be, Alabama's pass game versus Indiana's pass defense, which if you can shut down Ohio State's passing offense, I like you to shut down Alabama's pass offense, because
especially when you're not worried about the run.
Yes, because Ohio State can actually run the football. So if you can't run the football and you think that you're gonna bring that weak-ish against Indiana, you might as well give up on that, pal.
Speaking of Alabama, I have to bring this up. That the Twitter reactions, not just from fans, but from professionals in our business, to the 17-0 score and what transpired next was one of the more entertaining things of the weekend.
Yeah,
there were so many people, and like you could just tell, and I'm not even saying I don't do it sometimes. You can just tell they're like, "Oh, I have a take. They're losing. I'm gonna tweet about how they're losing this game and how it shows this. They shouldn't even be in there. And look at me. And I wrote it so eloquently, and it's a hot take, and I put it out there, and I'm so proud of it." Oh my God, Alabama has come back and whooped up on Oklahoma. And then watching fans jump back, and I was doing it too. I was like, dude, it's 4 quarters in a football game. Cause I was thinking some of the same things. Like, damn, it's 17-0. They're getting smoked. This doesn't look good. Maybe DeBoer is out the door. But I wasn't going to say that because there's 4 quarters in a football game. You tweeted something. Exactly. You tweeted that.
I still stand by that. Stand by that.
Because that was a little bit, to me, that was fine.
Yeah.
Like, I think, you weren't declaring anything. You're just like playing on some news that we all think could happen. But football is a 4-quarter sport, man. And that pick 6 was hilarious. That was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life.
Oklahoma's offense did exactly what Oklahoma's offense has been all year. They've sucked. Just to put it, just frankly, they've been awful. They can't run the football either. John Mateer missing wide open people, and then they just imploded. The kicker dropped the ball, and then the pick 6. It was 17-17 at halftime, and it felt like they were down by 17.
Exactly. Yeah, and to melt down like that at home. I didn't watch Mateer's press conference. Did he explain? I mean, clearly there's a miscommunication on that because the receiver ran vertical in the corner.
Even if he had ran a hitch, it would have got picked. They were in cover 2.
Right, but the corner kind of baited it a little bit because he kind of dipped and then came up, which is a thing people do.
Yeah, but
so,
that's
yeah,
what I'm
I understand.
if it was, even if there hadn't have been a miscommunication, he still would have picked the ball anyway. It could have been a hitch, he would have picked it.
Maybe, but I'm just wondering, did the receiver mess up, or did the quarterback? Because a lot of times when you have a hitch and you get a rolled up corner, you adjust it to a fade.
Yeah,
unless you have a corner over the top of you, right? So maybe the receiver
did
saw
it,
that it was being
Mateer did.
Right. So Mateer read the bait. It was throwing the hitch, and the quarterback read that it was bait and was going to vertical. So anyway, that was pretty wild. So all right, we've talked enough about James Madison. I don't think we can talk about them anymore. We'll skip all this other stuff. Let's get straight to some. You want to talk about guys jumping in the portal, left and right, players jumping off the ship, heading into the portal. They don't want to be a part of this run anymore. Most of these guys are gone. Like, they're not finishing the season, are they?
Correct.
Yeah, they're out, which is crazy to me. But if you're not playing, I guess I can see it. Plus, you want to get rolling on your future, but you can roll on your future while you're still playing, though, can't you?
Yeah, but the other part though is that you do not want to get hurt when you're hopping in the portal. That is what some of the guys are thinking,
even in practice.
Yeah, because we've seen a bunch of Oregon players get hurt in practice. So we can't sit here and act like, because we know that sometimes Dan has them juggling chainsaws. So, yes.
Come on, coach.
So now we have a bunch of players in the portal. You have 3 corners and so you have Sione Lelo, Dakota Fields, Jaleel Florence, and then you have the 2 safeties in the portal, Kingston Lopa and Justice Lowe in the portal as well. So
5 DB, you say 5 DBs in the portal?
Yes. 3 corners and 2 safeties.
So remember last year we talked about this, I think, on Talking Doug's.
Oh,
and I made the
Solomon
point.
Davis. That's who the other one is.
I made the point that Oregon had recruited, I think, 15 DBs since Lanning had gotten there, and yet they went out in the portal and got 3 guys. So if you're going to load up on DBs out of high school and then recruit over them with transfers, you're pushing those guys down or saying they're not good enough. They're going to bail.
If you think about it, right? Because Jaleel Florence had been hurt, right? And so had Sione. He's been hurt a lot as well. And he's still a young player too, because he was a class of 2024. So he's only a redshirt freshman this year. So it was kind of,
But why do they feel like they have no future at Oregon?
I would be willing to bet that at least some portion of these guys ends up at Cal or Kentucky. So it's not necessarily that they don't feel like that they had a future. It's that they're looking for, and if
Tosh comes to you and says, "You're my guy, come with me to Cal."
Yeah. Yep. And now you're in a position where you're going to be on the A list instead of trying to work your way on the A list.
Right. And the bottom line is, when you're recruiting high-end recruiting classes year after year after year, it's inevitable that guys are going to bail. It's just, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just numbers. You're not going to carry 8 5-star corners.
Yeah.
Only 2 can start, 1 in the slot, and the rest are going to bail. So anyway, that's just how it is. All right. Anyone, any rumored transfer guys coming to Oregon that you can talk about? Anybody?
Yes, there are some rumored transfer guys coming to Oregon, and but we cannot reveal those yet. Just know that there is a plan in place should Dante Moore go to the draft, and you probably do not have an idea of who it is. There could be, depending on portal departures, because this is actually one of the tough parts, right? Because you got both coordinators leaving. They want to have some success, and they know that there are some guys at Oregon that may be buried on not necessarily even buried on the depth chart, but if you got two freshmen starting in Efi, Offort's playing, and you got Finney playing, now you might be like, hey, yo, if you want to come to Cal, you want to come to Kentucky, there's options for you. But imagine how well that would go over with Dan Lanning if you felt like that your assistant coaches were poaching players.
I'm sure they discussed that, though, right? Wouldn't there be like some discussions about?
I definitely think.
Hey, how are you feeling about these guys? And then
believe that there have been some discussions about it.
And ultimately, it's up to the player. So I don't know if you can blame.
It is, but also it's kind of nasty work for you to be, hey, yo, like, you know, you can come over here when the player has a potential future at Oregon too. It's just you got to put in the work and beat out the next guy.
I mean, look, if I'm a returning starter at Oregon or a returning player who has a chance to start, and they're paying me well, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
If I feel like I can
see, but
I'm not going to start
because you are rational, Aaron. These are young kids in between 18 and 20, and they got people in their ears saying, hey, yo, like, you know, here's an opportunity over here. And sometimes you find out real quick that the grass ain't greener on the other side. Look at Jaden Ott at Cal. He was the man at Cal. He transfers to Oklahoma. He had more. The stat is that last year his longest run at Cal was like 70 or 73 yards. He has 68 total yards rushing this season.
But he went up a notch. Oregon guys would be going down a notch to Kentucky and Cal.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think that he would be riding a pine. When you watch Oklahoma's back six Blackman or whatever his name is, he don't want no smoke. He's just okay. So to think that Ott couldn't get on the field is wild. And then look at what happened.
Mekhi Hughes.
Yes.
Mekhi Hughes. Yeah. Sounds
yes, there's been a bunch of players. This happened to wide receivers. Kid transferred from Arizona, went to USC 2 years ago. Just off the top of my head, there's been a bunch. But
now, I guess,
but I will tell Oregon fans, look for some good news for some guys returning for next season. Some big name players returning for next season.
Like Dante Moore and Evan Stewart? I said Evan Stewart instead of Turner. Oh my God.
Evan Stewart is for sure coming back. I can tell you that.
Good. Dante Moore?
Huh?
Dante Moore? Poncho?
They're still hopeful about him. But
Mateo?
If he does leave, if Dante does leave, there is a plan in place.
Well, of course. It's not Austin Novosad, or is he going to Kentucky?
I think Austin Novosad is going to end up at Kentucky. That would be my guess.
That would be perfect for Stein. If Stein really believes in that kid.
I mean, you know.
Perfect. Because you same exact system, you hit the ground running. Oh, my God.
I'm just guessing.
Huh?
I said,
I know, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
If I'm Austin Novosad, well, unless was Stein a part of having him fall behind Brock Thomas? Because there might be bad blood up there if he was. But if not, that's the perfect situation for both.
My guess is, Aaron, if I had to guess, if I were a betting man, I would bet he's going to Kentucky.
I'm with you. All right. I guess there's stuff out there that Auburn former 5-star wide receiver Cam Coleman might be hitting the portal. 56 catches, 708 yards, 5 touchdowns. How amazing would it be for Dante Moore if he comes back and he's got DeCorian Moore, he's got Jeremiah McClellan, who I just think he made 2 more amazing catches.
He has come on, bro.
That kid is good, man. He makes special grabs.
He's starting to show his promise. There was a while you were like, I don't know. And now you're like,
If you got him and DeCorian, you're money as your top 2.
Yeah, and
but if you bring in someone like a Cam Coleman with Stewart back, that's a fleet right there, right?
Yep, along with the tight end as well. That crew would be very, very good. Very, very good.
The tight end?
Yeah. And Cooper Perry as well. I was talking about
Oregon's
the
current tight end?
Jamari Johnson.
Oh, Jamar Johnson. Yeah, he's pretty nice.
Yeah. Cooper Perry's going to be good. You're going to add in Gatlin Bear, who was on his mission. So he's going to be 20 years old, a 20-year-old freshman coming in. And if he's been working out, he's a speedster. And there's opportunity around this joint, brother. Opportunity.
I hear you. All right, let's dive in real quick on Texas Tech. Good football team, stellar defense, questionable offense. What's your early take on this game? Orange Bowl, January 1.
Okay. So my early take on this game is this, is that you have Texas Tech, who has one of the best defenses in the entire league, right? And I'm sorry, in all of college football, not just their league, the Big 12.
Right.
Their defense is special, I believe. They have really good players. You got Jacob Rodriguez, who could have been a Heisman finalist. You got David Bailey, who's leading the nation in sacks. I think he's got 12 and a half sacks. Bryce Pollock, their corner, 5 interceptions. They got some dudes. And their defensive tackles, which they got out of the portal, very good as well. So that is going to be a big battle. But I don't believe that unit is going to be able to keep Oregon from scoring. I believe that they're going to keep Oregon from scoring 50 and scoring 40 probably, but they're not going to be able to keep them from scoring in the, low 30s probably.
Really? Low 30s?
Yeah. I think that
they've only scored low 30s, like
28 and.
Wait a minute, you smoking?
28 and 34 points. I'm sorry, 27 and 34 points.
Hold on a second. Oregon, they got over 30 against Minnesota, USC. I'm not counting James Madison, Rutgers, Penn State. Not even regulation. They didn't get. Come on, they don't score 30 against good teams. What are you talking about,
Aaron? The weather was atrocious versus Iowa, so you got to throw that out of the equation. I'm going to give them in between 27 and 34 points. And but now on the other end, Baron Morris has a propensity to make some interesting decisions at times and has some accuracy issues. I am going to go with, and I believe that that Oregon's defense, particularly because Texas Tech's weapons on the outside, and I know that their running backs are good with Dickey and Williams, and then Caleb Williams is pretty good at wide receiver, but their wide receivers are not special enough. Like, they're not Surratt from Indiana or either one of the USC guys. So I don't think that the wide receivers are special enough, and their tight end's not special enough to be able to hurt you. So that's where I think that the game is lost. Even if Oregon only scores 24 points, I don't think that this Texas Tech team gets any more than 17.
Okay. Your threat level?
4.8. This gets as high as it gets without picking Oregon to lose.
You got 30-20. You pretty much got 30-20 Oregon though. 30-17 Oregon. You just said.
That's what
roundabout way.
No, I'm more like 27-17. Oh. However, threat level is extremely high because a turnover, a punt return, a pick six, anything like that. That can put the game on its in a whole different fashion. This game can go left by a lot of different ways. There are a lot of ways that Texas Tech can win this football game. I just believe that Oregon has more, which is how I assess games, which is like, okay, how many ways do you have to win? And I think Oregon has a few more.
Fair. All right. I'm at threat level 5 for sure.
See, a 5 for me is picking Oregon to lose.
No,
I'm saying that's what
for you.
What
Yeah,
it means for me.
Yeah, not for me. 5 just means you can.
Yeah,
definitely.
4.8 is like you play around, you can lose, but you should win this game.
But you should win. Okay. All right, yeah. Threat level 5, I think the defense is going to give Oregon problems. There's no way. Well, I said today, no way. I don't believe Oregon's going to get 30, but I don't think they're going to need 30. I've got it right now, 23-20, somewhere in there, like a field goal game for me. I think Texas Tech will generate enough offense to keep it close. I don't think Oregon's going to be able to pull away, but I think Oregon's slightly better. I think they're going to make a couple more plays on offense that Texas Tech can't match, and that gives them the edge. So I got Oregon winning by about a field goal. Right now I'm at 23-20. How about that?
Okay. I can live with that.
You can live with that?
Yeah. That's not bad for an Oregon homer picking.
Now I'm a homer.
I'm just saying. Hey, I didn't call you that. I'm just repeating what somebody else said. Multiple people have said.
I know. People were coming at me this past weekend.
Homer, man. It's okay.
Just because someone says something positive doesn't make them a homer. All right. Anything else? Was there anything else we're going to touch on? Or was that it? Dan Lanning's about to talk here any minute now.
No, that's it, brother.
Our rundown, right? All right. Cool. All right. We'll come back with another show next week. Everyone, happy holidays. Hope you enjoy yourself and get what you want for Christmas if you celebrate such things.
And
we'll catch you later.
Happy holidays. Happy Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah to you too. And happy Kwanzaa, happy whatever it is that you celebrate. Just stay safe, enjoy the family and everything else. Oh, and watch Unafraid Show. We got plenty of stuff coming.
Oh yeah, George is insane. You pop up like anything can happen. You got a reaction video. So definitely follow George on Twitter and the Unafraid Show because he's got college football locked down. All right, thanks for watching.